guys, it's Lady Calysta. Today we're going to be talking about the latest game from IGG called Mobile Royale. And in particular, this is going to be part of a new series that I'm calling What's That? And it's going to be about diplomacy and technology. This is basically a section of the game that is completely new to Mobile Royale. It does not exist in Lords Mobile. I haven't seen anything similar to this in other kind of games within this genre, so wanted to do a video to explain it. I think understanding this early on is going to be immensely helpful, so that's why I wanted to make sure this was kind of the first thing that I talked about. Now, in essence, let's start from the very beginning. Diplomacy is going to be about relationships that you have with 8 distinct clans. Each clan is unlocked by going through the campaign section of the game. This should look really familiar, guys. This is in essence the same thing as like chapters in Lords Mobile, except that every time you unlock a chapter, so let's say chapter 1, you're going to be able to interact with a new clan, right? And you can see that there by the kind of the flags. So the first one is Kingster, then you have Sunslingers, Flamehammer, Steambeards, Anthropos, Moonseekers, and Bloodbite, which is where I'm stuck right now. I need to finish 7-6 in order to be able to unlock that clan and give me the opportunity to do a few things with them. Today, again, we're going to be talking about the diplomacy piece of it and the technology, but there is also a trade piece that I will cover in another video because I am going to be doing a whole bunch of videos on Mobile Royale. So let's talk about the Diplomacy Noticeboard. That is the little scroll that you see in the middle of your castle. You click that and it takes you to this screen. Now, on your left, you're going to see a series of requests. These are requests from the diplomats of those particular clans. And what you do is very, very simple. You are, in essence, going to give them or trade with them materials. So the request is there. You can see they want pulleys and they want absinthe, I think it's called. And you basically get that material from the particular city. Then you come back to this screen and you click submit. Very, very simple. Now that's going to give you a couple of things. It's going to give you a thank you gift in the form of experience. It's going to improve the level of the relationship that you have with that particular diplomat, and I'll let you guys know why that's important, but that is depicted by the heart on the upper right hand side where you can see a 6. And it also gives you a special reward in the form of improving your technology. So you go ahead and you click the material. It is going to take you to this screen. This is the basic screen of trade. You can see this is Kingstar City. On the bottom left, you can see this is my order. I'm going to go ahead, order some honey. It does require a small amount of resources that you need to basically get your airship over there. Now, a couple of things that I want to make sure I mention while I'm in the screen. The first one is do not be so impatient that you start using speed ups here, even if you're trying to move very quickly. The rule of thumb here is this. Once your airship is traveling, every single help that you get is going to shave off 50% of your travel time. So even when you're speeding very quickly, like if you need to go back and forth because you need materials, and I'll cover this again in the trade video, if you need materials to create T3, right, and everybody's waiting on you, well, just tell your guild to send helps and you'll save yourself the speed ups. Speed ups here are incredibly valuable. They are very expensive. And even in the guild that I am now, I'm in Dart. We are doing awesome. We're the #1 guild in the kingdom as it relates to might and kills. It's still hard to find them in boxes. And I think we probably have the highest gift level in the kingdom. And it's still hard for us. So I can imagine for other guilds, right? So never use speed ups. Where I do use speed ups is in the actual trading. So trading for some of these easier materials will take 12 minutes, 10 minutes. And I do get a whole lot of these in boxes. So that I'm not as worried about. Then your airship is in essence going to come back to you. Again, here it's not going to request that you ask for help, but it automatically puts that request for you. So that's a rule of thumb. And you can see as the helps are coming in, it is taking my travel time and cutting it in half. Super helpful. Please, please, please just don't forget that part. Don't waste your speed ups on the airship going back and forth. Simply ask your alliance for helps and you will get there literally in seconds. Like that's how easy it is. I just wanted to show you guys the airship dock. That's going to be another thing that's going to be on a video. Obviously, I'm doing a lot of content for this game. I'm having a blast, you guys, and you can see that I'm at 11.6 million. I've been playing it for a week and a half or so, 10 days, I think. And I'm having so much fun, no joke. So let's go back to the Diplomacy Noticeboard. I wanted to show you guys a couple of things that I mentioned a little bit ago, and that's around the diplomacy level and the friendship and how that correlates to technology. Technology in this game is super important. I would say this, along with the way that you attack, are two of the most kind of huge changes that IGG has made from Lords and Mobile Royale. So let's talk about tech. I click switch tech. This is what it looks like. Now think of it this way, guys. Each card that you see there, think of those things as cards, is basically a clan. You can see I mentioned clan 7 and 8. I haven't unlocked. That's why I can't work with them. And in order to explain technology, I want to do this very easily. Look at all the ones that are blue. Let's call that blue technology. That is going to be your civil technology. What does civil technology means? In essence, it means the technology that you're going to use or switch to impact your resourcing. So we talked about the fact in the first video that you only have one resource building. You only have one hospital. You only have one barrack. Huge change, right? The way that you're able to basically become a hyper, and I'll do a resource hyper video for sure, because that is super important. I can already see a lot of us are starting to kind of struggle with resources. Resources are huge in this game. I am all about making sure that you figure this out very, very early, because it is going to help you. But you can basically pick food production, stone production, wood production. Now, does it make sense to do half wood, half stone? Not really, because you're never going to get as much as you need later on. In the beginning, yes, I did do that, and I found I didn't have to dip in my bags a whole lot. But right now, I am going to hyper wood, and you can see I took all my blue technology, civil development, and switched it all to wood. Now, when I clicked on it initially, you saw that I would need to pay materials that I would get through trading in order to be able to switch it. However, the very first time that you do this, guys, it is totally free. So that's why I wanted to make sure that this was the very first follow-up video that I did, because I feel like if I can get to you guys early enough, you're not going to have to pay when you switch it. Now, the second thing is military development. Let's call that a red technology, because they're all kind of depicted by red boxes. And you have three different kinds. You can either increase the ability of your hospitals, increase the ability of your barracks, or make your barracks move quicker. Now, in the beginning of the game, I mentioned this in the first video, you have like an absurd hospital capacity of like 1 million troops, right? So I really wouldn't ask you guys to touch the military development that first week until that boost goes away. Once that boost goes away, given how small the hospital capacity is, I highly suggest you think about increasing your hospital capacity through your technology. Now you can see here, the reason that I have it this way is I am joining rallies, big rallies. Obviously our guild is doing really well, but being, you know, in the top 5, and we're having a lot of wars. I will say that we're like at war with out of the 5 top guilds, like 3 of them are like merging and like trying to fight us, and it's absolutely insane. So you're gonna see I'm all about being really kind of effective, and I'll talk about the floatress. That's really where you can create a whole bunch of additional troops. So what I focused on is increasing my infirmary healing capacity. Now this is going to be helpful if you're participating in rallies, if you're going to get attacked, if you're fighting for forts. Make sure that you bump up those hospital capacities, because you don't want to lose a bunch of T3s. T3s cost a lot of time and resources to make, and this is going to make it worthwhile. Another thing to mention is the levels of the technology are going to get better. So your hospital capacity is going to get better as you improve the relationships with those particular clans. You can see the relationship level by the heart. So you can see I have 2 of them at an 11, 1 at a 10, and 1 at a 9, 7, and 6. Obviously, they kind of go down because you have to unlock those particular chapters to start working on them. And I'll admit in the beginning, I didn't want to do too much here because I didn't understand what I was doing, and I like to know what I'm doing so that I don't go down the wrong path. But now I feel pretty confident. I know how this rolls, and I know what I wanted to do, and I want to make sure that I'm using my technology and make it really work for me. You're also going to notice as we move from left to right and we're unlocking clans that are harder to unlock, right, via the chapters, you're getting less blue technology and more red technology. So you're going to have the opportunity to even improve on your hospital capacity, the amount that you're saving, but you're not going to be able to improve quite as much from a resource perspective, which isn't that bad. Then the last thing I'll leave you guys with is when you click on your castle, there is a diplomacy tab. When you click that tab, it basically, if you click tech, it's going to take you to the same place that we already were. So basically 2 places take you to the same spot. When you click on the second button, this is what you're going to see. It's just giving you a high level rundown of what your diplomacy results are doing, some of the chances that you have for your backup troops, all of the backup troops you unlock through research. And then the last thing are clan gifts. And clan gifts, you're going to get a free gift from every clan during your reset times. In addition, depending on your VIP, you get to select more gifts from that same clan. The cool thing is, as you get to level 15, that's kind of like what everybody's driving to, you can actually get shards, or whatever you guys want to call them, the tokens for the heroes to level them up, soul stones, which is awesome, right? Like, why wouldn't you want to get that? And we all know, like, you know, wasting your kind of like chapter passes so you can kind of speed through them to get as many of these soul stones as you can. Here, this is going to give you an opportunity to actually select them as part of your BAU clan gift, BAU meaning business as usual. So it's going to make it really easy and nice, I think, once you unlock at that level. So this is something that it only takes a few minutes, right? Like, honestly, some of the easier stuff will take like 10 minutes to trade. So while you're online, always make sure that you're constantly doing this. I struggle with that sometimes. I get caught up on some of the bigger stuff. This is one of those things that you have to be doing every single time you're online, and it's really, really going to help you and make a huge difference. Let me know if you guys have any questions or comments below. I think this is the kind of thing that if you understand this right off the bat, it is going to make it a more pleasant experience for you. You're going to be able to understand kind of what you're supposed to do with it. It's something that is pretty new to Mobile Royale. Compared to some of the other things that I've seen from IGG. Now, I want to be really clear, this is how it works as of the end of January. Lots of changes coming to the game as we move forward. I will try to keep up with it with videos, but, you know, if things are changing, getting updated, you know, feel free to discuss it in the comments below. As usual, thank you so much for watching.